Good morning, YouTubers. Welcome to my channel, Leanne Mansray on YouTube. Today I want to talk to you about the power of intention. Intention and focus. The reason I bring this up is because I've been through most of the years of my life without any sense of deliberate intention. And I never knew how important it was until, I guess, recently, maybe like a year ago. And when I say deliberate intention, let's talk about what that means, because I suspect a lot of you don't really know what it means, just like I didn't really know what it means. And deliberate intention is the process of placing into your mind and into your heart and into your thoughts those things that you want for yourself. And the wanting of them comes from the idea, usually, that they will make you happy and make you feel good. They'll make you feel good. There's oftentimes very subtle clues in our life that give us these like gut feelings, give us the ideal or just the knowledge that something is right or someone is right for us. And it's not usually just the desire alone, because you can want things that aren't good for you, like 5 ice cream cones or something. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an intention of something that's good for us, that makes us feel good, because down deep in our bones, we know that it's good for us. And so we place that intention at the center of our existence. And it could be multiple things, many things that you intend. But I think the closest that I came was something really vague when I was younger. It was like, I'm going to graduate from college. That was a vague intention. I'm going to find a job. It's pretty vague. I'm going to fall in love. Pretty vague. It's good to be vague in a way, because if you get too specific over things, like I must achieve this within this certain time frame, or I must have it exactly this way, whether it feels good or not, then that's not the same thing. That's more like forcing yourself to do stuff or achieve goals that may get you to your end result, but they're not necessarily going to make you feel good along the way. So that isn't to say that you can't achieve by sheer will, energy, sheer activity, but you don't often get there as fast or as easily as you could if you just went with the flow and went towards the things that felt right from the start. So, for example, in college, I didn't know what I wanted to study. I had lots of false starts. I enroll, drop out for a couple semesters in a couple different states until I finally got serious about it. And when I got serious, then I had success because I was ready and it felt right. But if I had forced myself to finish those other false starts, I don't know, maybe it would have been okay, but it didn't feel right, and it would have been a struggle to finish because I wasn't ready. So I got criticized for doing that, but I followed my heart and I did it the way that was right for me, and eventually I did graduate. And yes, I did have some extra debt for those lost semesters, but in most cases I was able to withdraw and get my money back or whatever. It was within the withdrawal date. So it wasn't like I just wasted thousands. Okay, Skylar saw a squirrel. I'm walking her. She's very large, very athletic, and pardon me for the change in focus. That's our topic today. So we do get distracted from time to time with things, and we have to be able to get back onto, get our minds back towards the focus of what it is that we want to achieve. And again, I'm not talking about achievement in the sense of, well, I'm going to build a plan, I'm going to follow this, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Those things are good to have once you have a goal that's in alignment with your intuition and that feels right to you. So if you just start making plans and start building stuff without having that intent very clear in your heart that this is a good thing, this is making me feel good, this is what I want to do, then you may start building stuff that is just a cage, that just becomes something you get used to, something that your parents approve of, something that is a means to an end, something that, whoops, here comes some fast drivers, something that is socially acceptable, but maybe isn't quite right for you. Even if you're not hurting anyone else, by doing it, you're maybe hurting yourself irreparably, and to the point where you lose years and years off your life because you're not paying attention to what it is that makes you happy and brings you joy, and what is in your highest and best interest for you as a person here in this physical body, in this one life to live, this one journey that you're on right now. It's the journey that's important. It's how you get there that matters, and not only where you're going, but how you get there. And if you're so unhappy in the getting of it that you aren't happy also in the arriving at the goal, there's just been a whole complete mismatch of intention. And you've had a lot of focus, but it's been on something that you don't necessarily even want. And you didn't know that until you got there, because you didn't listen to your internal guidance and your intuition and your sense of self along the way. So what I'm talking about today is trying to discipline yourself to pay attention to the things that are downstream for you, instead of always swimming against the current, which is what most of us are taught to do. You know, quitters never win, winners never quit. That kind of mentality is a great slogan when you're in an intense competition or a sports race, or a marriage that's long and happy. But if you're just enduring things in your life because you feel guilty about changing them, or if you're just doing things that and setting goals that you feel are acceptable, and this is what society says I should do, this is how I achieve bigger and better things for me and my family, or me and myself and I. And so it's not always about achieving the stuff. It's not about getting the things. It's how you feel along the way. Are you happy? You know, is your family happy? I mean, if you're not happy, what are you bringing home? What are you bringing home to your kids? What example are you setting for your kids? What are you teaching your kids? Are you teaching them to be a martyr to their own lives and to just have no fun, and everything's got to be a struggle, and learn it's really busy this morning. Lots of cars going by. It's a little distracting on my talk. It's kind of why I don't walk along the street usually. But maybe it's time to close since I'm having trouble maintaining my focus. But I think that's part of the point, is that it can be hard to find it. It can be hard to maintain it. But once you do, you get to a place where your mind is quiet and the distractions are minimal, and see how you really feel with things. How do you feel? Does this feel good? Am I pushing myself too far, too fast? Am I doing something I don't want to do? Am I trying to make a video when maybe I don't really have a good message today? I don't know. But I'm making one anyway because I feel like I should. No, that's not right. I want to make a video because I want to hear what I'm saying today. Maybe it will help me figure out what is troubling me this morning. And that's part of everyone's journey. Everyone has to figure it out. So even though I mostly bring you really uplifting and insightful kinds of videos, sometimes I want to share one with you where I'm struggling a little bit too, where I'm a little unclear, where I'm not sure what my message is. Because I have those days too. And today's one of them. So I'm just out walking. I know I'll figure it out. I feel good about what's coming next. I don't have a deep neuroses about this indecision or this lack of clarity, because all will be revealed and I will find the answers that I need in the right time. And that's how I approach it. That's how I keep my focus, even when my direction and goals are a bit unclear. I keep them vague until I know what I really want. Once I know what I want, then I set my intention on that, hold it there, meditate on it every day, bring it into mind, imagine it already being here, set it into motion, and then watch as it unfolds. And it does unfold. It unfolds, it unfolds, it unfolds. It's miraculous in its simplicity and wonderful in the experience, and fulfilling in the sense of heart and joy that it brings. And you do this over and over again. You get good at it, you get a lot of practice, and then you can find your intention much more easily. But the first time around, it's a little tricky, like kind of like what I'm going through here. But don't stop, just learn to quiet your mind, learn how to meditate. Most of the answers are there in your heart. They're there in your quiet soul. So learn how to find where those answers are. And if you don't even know what I'm talking about with general quieting of your mind and your heart, do some research. Figure out what meditation practices are all about. They're not that weird. You're not sitting there cross-legged on the floor with, a turban on your head and genies floating around. It's really much more personal and intimate than that. You can do it in whatever way that you want to. So with that, I'll leave you. Till next time.